Hey, what's up, YouTube? Marco Polo. 2/3, two out of every three people in the United States are living paycheck to paycheck. 2/3, 67%, 6 out of every 10 people you see cannot make it if they miss one paycheck. That's astonishing. And the problem is this number is getting worse by the year. We're in 2026 now, and everything is expensive just as it was, or even more expensive after the inflation that we've experienced in the last, 4 or 5 years. Things proportionately gotten away from everybody. Basic survival is becoming a luxury. Listen to that again. Basic survival is becoming a luxury. I don't know about you, but survival is the baseline. It's not really doing good. It's just getting by. And to be able to just get by is something that you would celebrate. Something wrong here. Something smells really bad in this economy. Now, most of you folks know just as well as I do that times are tough. And they are getting harder. For instance, I put a house up for rent. I put it up for rent last Friday. And I got over 150 messages on that weekend. Just bam, 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 bam. So many people looking for a house to rent. Now, you might say, hey, people are always looking for a place to rent. The house was fairly priced. It wasn't, lower questionably than anything in its amount of bedrooms and square footage and in the area that it's in. It was fairly priced. I made sure of that. I do my homework. But the alarming part of it is I've rented houses out for many years now, and I've never gotten this much traffic on one item on Facebook Marketplace. So it kind of set me back there. My phone was just blowing up. Pow, pow, pow. People asking so many questions. And the problem was the people who were really interested in this house, and I showed that house multiple times, and I was in contact with multiple people, and they loved it, and they want it. And I got to wait till the first of the month before I get paid so I can get that deposit and the first month rent. Can you hold it for me? I heard this so many times. Can you hold it for me? These people, and I require proof of income. I'm looking at people's income and what they make in a month. Many of them do have the qualifying income. 2.5 times is what I was asking. The rent, so that you can still survive after you pay the rent. You can still pay your regular bills and you can still survive. You eat. Hopefully you make more than 2.5 times, but 2.5 times, at least I know I have a warm, fuzzy feeling that you're going to pay your rent. It's not like you're choosing what not to pay. It's just, unless you're going out and about and doing those shopping sprees and splurging on other things that you shouldn't be without handling your personal business. But what I think is a lot of people already are doing that. And when it comes to what they need in their life, they're really not focusing on that until the need arises. Oh my God, we need a place to live. Let's go find a place to live. But we don't have the money. But wait, maybe we can convince them on our next paycheck. And then I come to think, okay, you want to roll out on your next paycheck means you want to roll out on who you're renting from right now. Maybe you're being evicted, or you're about to step out on somebody in the middle of your lease, or maybe some situation is not good for you where you're at. I don't know your situation. And really, I don't want the problems that come along with somebody who will completely leave one spot without telling them and come into my spot, because guess what? They'll do it to me as well. I digress. I'm moving along down the rabbit hole here. But the problem is the income was there, but the money wasn't. I had many people all telling me the same thing. I can give you the deposit now. And will you wait 2 weeks or so for me to get the rent money? And I couldn't accept that. I mean, you can't come strong with the entire amount, the deposit and first month's rent. I'm not like a lot of places where they're asking first month, last month, an equal deposit. My deposit's less than 1 month of rent, a little bit. It's enough for me to cover if there's some light damage or wear and tear. I can fix it with that. I'm not trying to float you an extra month on, or that person. I'm not trying to float that extra person on an extra month using the deposit. It's not like keep the deposit and I'll roll out. That doesn't cover everything. So it's slightly less just for that purpose, is you didn't pay that month rent. And you're not just going to leave me with your deposit and say, I'm all paid up, because then that leaves me on the hook for the wear and tear. Anyways, it's tough out here. And some people were literally begging me, and I'm running a business. I need the rental income to pay for things that my family needs. So I can't be doing favors on, promises that I know people really can't keep. And maybe they will, maybe they won't, but I'm not here to take that risk on somebody that I don't know. And one lady, she was really sad, I'm trying to sell things, she's saying, to get that money together. And her income and her husband's income were far exceeding the 2.5 times the rent, but they literally did not have the money saved. And we're not talking about, huge amounts of money. We're talking about $2,000-$3,000. They don't have that. They don't have that. Not to put down on a place to live. And I wanted to tell the lady, and I didn't, and I understand her and so many other people's situation is, you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. You're getting up, you're going to work, you're making the proper amount of money. Your husband's doing the same thing. He's putting in overtime. The man's killing himself at work. The dude was working like 60, 70, 80-hour weeks. And she was putting in plenty of time at her job too. Somehow, for some reason, they didn't have the money. And they had things, from appearances, they were put together well. It's not their fault. Some ways it is their fault, other ways it ain't. I do have compassion for folks. This economy is kicking the living shit out of your everyday common people who are employees, people who are, would typically be okay and middle class. They're all falling off. 1 by 1, 2 by 2, they're all falling off. The families are not being, given the opportunity to live in the better neighborhoods. When you work nonstop, you still can't afford to do it. You can't afford beef nowadays. My gosh. I went over to the store today and I see a roast, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, that'd be good. I'll throw that in the crock pot tonight. And I pick it up, $51. And it's not a big roast. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. $51. I put it down and I grabbed the pork roast. I got a deal on that. That was about $22. I guess it's pork tonight. Dining on the swine. Oh well. Folks, this is a tough economy. You're living paycheck to paycheck. Many people are. Don't get too down on yourself, but you do have to cut back, attempt to raise your income, put up emergency savings for those situations where you might need a place to live all of a sudden. You never know. Or life could throw a car problem at you or a medical issue. So stay strong, people. Pay attention to what's going on around you. And sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that's what's really going on out here. And I'm like what did NWA used to say? I'm a hood reporter. I'm just reporting what I see around me. And my hood is our economy. It's our country. I don't focus on, low income areas. I'm talking about the middle class. I'm talking about the upper and lower and the middle, all around. We're all feeling it. All of us. We're in this boat together and we got to look out for each other. But the thing is, when it comes to business, you take care of your business because your family depends on it. All right, this is Marco Polo. Y'all have a great day. Peace.